After a beautiful holiday that I've been on for the past 5 days, I am really ready to actually come back and really pour out to you guys over here. I really did enjoy my time in KZN, and I'm ready to be standing with you and to really grow you in your journey when it comes to trading. Welcome back, family, to my channel. My name is Manuel Maka, and of course in this video we're gonna be analyzing the markets. And as you've heard in the intro, I've been on a holiday, just really coming down all of the noise that's really happening in this world, in even around me. But nevertheless, I am here for you. Some of you guys are checking up on me. How are you guys doing? I am well, I can say so, and definitely I am ready to power out. So many of the times, if you see yourself pushing so much, it's also really important that you reward yourself, you reward your mind for the work that it has done. Then you come back, you take it to the next level. So I really did enjoy myself. And of course, today in this video, as you can see, we want to really analyze the markets, in fact, and we want to be analyzing NASDAQ. It's been a very long time without actually analyzing the markets, but I'm really happy for this, and I'm gonna be diving in shortly. But let me know in the comment section, what do you see for the markets this week? What has NASDAQ been doing? I see it did really rally all the way up, and I'm gonna use that as a good bias for this coming weeks and this coming month. So definitely make sure to stay tuned till the end of the video. Okay, family, we are on NASDAQ, and of course we are on the monthly time frame, and I'm gonna try my level best to really articulate this at my level best, and to really just not focus NASDAQ, but to actually turn it into a very good teaching for you, especially for those who are in the beginner level of really trading and understanding technicals overall. So we are going to be using that as our catalyst in terms of trend bias. That is what I want to be doing on NASDAQ. That's how I trade. I use the trend, and if the trend is not clear, I just leave the market, right? So on the monthly time frame that we're on right now, we can clearly see that the last high was this point right here. Okay, so we can clearly see that was our last high. In fact, I can just label it here for everybody that's watching. Okay, this was our high. As you can see, it's actually based on my previous settings. Let me just correct that for you guys so that you can actually see these labels here. There we go. So that was our high, and we can clearly see as the market has created this higher low. Why am I saying it's a higher low? Reason being because we did have this last higher low, and the market pushed all the way up to create a new higher high, and then now we have this higher low, right? It's higher than the first low, so therefore we can now refer to it as a higher low. And I really want to bring your attention to how this higher low that we are really on now was created, right? And I'm going to use the previous one and really amplify it when we come to this one right here. We can clearly see this previous higher low before, or rather the one that created this higher high. Look at how it was created. It was a level of demand in this case, and that is what it actually used to actually go up. So beautiful demand over there. So let's just label it for everybody to actually see that quite clear. Okay, so had a demand level, pushed the market up, created a new higher high, and as we're going down, or it was pulling back, because that is the actual trend as we know it. NASDAQ, it is a trending market, rather it is a bullish trending market, so definitely it will go back to its original trend, as it's been basically pulling back last year, and of course in the first now 4 months of this year, and now we can start to see it actually going back all the way up. I'm not saying we're gonna be buying this year, I'm just showing you what it's been doing, but we will create a kind of bias as we will go along this month to actually see what will be happening. So we can clearly see as we're going into the months here, now as we started off, the market started buying. Why did it start buying? Let's go ahead. We did have a fair value gap right here. I know this is further off just to predict the month of May in terms of this. I'm predicting all the months, but it's going to really make sense to building up the hypothesis on the direction in terms of prediction wise to be quite relevant in what you guys can trade, because I can't just go to the 4 hour, 1 hour and just say this is what's going to happen. Some of you guys might actually miss that because you watch these videos 3 days after, 4 days after, so I want it to be as relevant as possible. Okay, and we're analyzing for the month, not just for a week of the month. So in this case we do have a fair value gap right here, and for those of you guys who don't know fair value gaps, I did do a video about it, but you can also just search it anywhere all over the internet. It's there. It's just basically when the market actually just gaps, when there's a lot of impulse, when there's a lot of momentum, it doesn't actually come back to fill in the price. So it creates this gap that the market will want to mitigate later on, and that's what we can see happen here with this higher low. And now we're going all the way up. Now I want to go to a smaller time frame from this, so we can now go into the weekly to kind of really see how structure is playing out. And I did say something here on all of my teachings, or some of my teachings. I've said it even on YouTube. A fair value gap, if you can't spot it easily, the best way to do that is to actually go to a smaller time frame than where you identified your fair value gap. In this case, there will be a demand or a supply level depending on the trend. So in this case, it's quite clearly, very accurately, that the fair value gap of the monthly was actually the demand level of a weekly. So we can just simplify it and refine it to say it's quite clear now to the eye what actually made this move go up. It was this demand level. There we go. So we had a trend, and of course we had that demand level. If you do not understand demand levels, we do have videos available under our Smart Money Beginners course, free of charge. It's available even on our YouTube channel, or you can simply go to our website propheticforex.com and you can go up to the sector where it says free education. There's a lot of videos available for you guys there. So we can clearly see now what really happened here. Demand. So I'm just going to be taking it for a space of demand and supply and just looking for what really happened, because what happened in the markets does affect what will happen in the markets. So in this case, we can clearly see right here we had that mitigation. Once we had that mitigation from this pullback here, so it's a pullback in the monthly time frame, but it can be an actual trend that was taking place, a bearish trend in the smaller time frames. In this regard, it's still what we call a deep pullback. So I did teach that when it comes to our mentorship group, a deep pullback, simply when the market has been in a trend and it creates a new trend, but it's not to break the original trend, it's just to actually mitigate it. But we know for sure, once it gives us this kind of setups, we know it is a beautiful risk to reward ratio that you can actually hold the trades even longer. So in this regard, we do have now it's starting this new trend over here. We can see that it is actually giving us lower lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and a new higher high over here. Of course, so now what can we expect? We want to really keep the same trend bias as what is happening here. Will it take all the lows that have been created, this lower highs in the bearish trend? We will see. So let's go ahead and let me do this again. There we go. So let's go ahead and try to now go to another time frame to create more emphasis on this, more direction, more sense, more volume on our analysis. So this is what we call top-down analysis, to kind of really predict up to the point of entry. But in terms of direction, it's quite clear to say it's going to be buys as we get into the month of May. We're going to start seeing it have more strength. It has started to pick up, but we might see a lot of strength now coming in on the markets. And of course, if I'll just break it down right now, we can clearly see again we have lower lows at this level. So let me just do it for us here. So we have lower lows, and of course in terms of structure, smart money wise, let me just break it down for you again. We do have, this was the last lower high for this bearish trend, and of course as you can see it, that last lower high, you can take that, and of course we do have that as our change of character. We really have to always label this in order to show us that we're changing momentum, we're changing direction. So in this case we have that change of character chalk, and of course we do have every level here that was mitigated. We have demand levels that were taken, but again we have the validation of structure for the bullish trend, which was a break of structure. So we can label that break of structure, BOS. Then again, as we go up, we can clearly see here we do have another break of structure. Okay, I'm so fired up, I'm so ready to teach you guys, I'm so ready to pour out, I'm passionate about making videos again, teaching videos again, because YouTube can really be very much exhausting, especially if you don't get the time to really rewind. Okay, just one thing that I just have to teach you: every change of character, before it must be accompanied by the market taking liquidity. So in this case we have this low here, and the market actually did take liquidity. So we must have the market taking liquidity for that change of character to be valid. So liquidity was taken, and as you can see, the market now took that low, and we have break of structure. And now again we are at this point right where the market is, right? We may have this now as a break of structure. So why are we putting all of this labels? It validates to us structure. Where can we now expect to buy the markets? Okay, when can we expect to sell the markets? So in this case, we're looking for buys. It does not mean that we cannot expect sells. Sells can come in, and that's what I want to bring in right now. So I'm breaking every component for this trade setup. Now we do have a supply from the previous trend, as you can see here, that was giving us this deep pullback. Okay, so we have that supply here, and as you can see, that is our supply. Let me just label it that it can be visible to the eye. Okay, so we have that supply here. So what am I now saying to you guys, and what is my conclusion? What's going to happen in this coming week or month, as we're on the daily time frame there, is that the market will start pushing up. Okay, as it's quite clear to the eye, it will start pushing up and it will pull back. As they pull back, you want to look for demand levels in the markets. You want to look for all the entry types. As it starts to mitigate, you can go ahead and start entering the trade to the upside. Now, where do I suppose that it will actually go ahead and go up? I will show you right now exactly. Okay, and this is where I actually expect it to go up. Let me just show you guys. So we have this demand level here. So this was the last higher low. So we're gonna take that, and I'm just gonna label it, guys. I'm gonna just label it for you, and there we go. So that demand level, that's where I expect the market to actually go up. And as well, why do I expect it to go up? We do have imbalance here. Okay, so we do have a lot of imbalance that the market will still want to actually just mitigate for us. Okay, oh, there we go, it's drawn here. So we have imbalance that the market is not really filled up, and of course as it fills it up, we can expect the market to want to touch that supply level. This can be a high possibility or high accuracy trade level to be taking a trade from. Then we can expect it now to continue in the direction of the overall trend, and this is based on the monthly bias, and we can also see that we have the daily bias in terms of the trend that we have, and it's quite neat. Ooh, it's quite a very beautiful setup. Now we can have previous supply levels doing the very same thing that it will actually do here, to the in the sense that if we just, let me just duplicate this, right, or clone this. Okay, so if we can actually just take this supply gain here, it will do the very same work that it's gonna be actually doing here, in the sense, just show you right now. It's better to show it than say it, okay, especially for beginners. Okay, so once it does that, once this actually, it's gonna do something like this, and it's gonna use another level that could have formed as the market created bias, and it's gonna continue. Of course, it's not gonna be as smooth as a trend as I'm throwing it now. This is textbook style, but this is overall exactly what I predict that's gonna happen on NASDAQ. And of course, this is the end of my analysis, but I just hope, family, that this has really blessed you so much in terms of understanding, articulation, and of course, you can now grow as a trader as you anticipate. Again, this does not mean that my trade or my analysis is 100%, but I do use facts in the market and principles that I've seen work in the long run. So the consistency is quite good, and that is what I stick to in terms of trend bias. So you have more, rather, accuracy, you have more chance that your trade will go in the predicted direction because of the trend bias, especially if you're using higher time frame trend bias. I just hope this has blessed you. Please let me know, right, what are your biases on NASDAQ for the month of May, what you see, what you expect the market, and don't just say I expect buys or sells. Let it filled with reason to your answer, so that other people, as they go to the comment section, they can also learn from you again. Thank you so much, family, for watching this video. I just hope that you enjoy your week. I want to be dropping more banger videos. I am ready for you. I'm ready to serve you. Again, this is Emmanuel Mwaka, the CEO of Prophetic Forex, signing out.